All right, guys. So I just wanted to make a summary of this really great book. I've read this book a couple years ago when I first started my entrepreneurship journey, and this is one of those books that had a big impact on me and my life choices and my thought patterns as well. It's written by Stephen Covey, and basically, these are seven of his rules to live a very highly effective life. And number one, first of all, he mentions proactivity over reactive. Being proactive means to basically focus on what you can control and not be reactive on things that are out of your control. So reactive people focus on problems they have no control over, like people who are complaining about the government. Or bad weather, maybe some things that we really don't have control over. And then proactive people focus on what they can do about the problem. So if the economy is bad and business is not good, the proactive person would basically solve that issue, try to find ways to solve that issue, and um, focus his energy on solving the issue instead of being reactive and complaining about the economy. And that's basically it. Um, Reason is because it's easier to be reactive, takes less energy, and there's no really real responsibility being taken. So, yeah, habit number one, being proactive. Habit number two is focusing on the end in mind. So, Stephen Covey mentions in the book, he gives a scenario where you are in your deathbed and you come to the end of your life, and there is really one thing that you have in mind is like, what do you want to be remembered for? How did you live this life? Uh, and what do you want people to say about you once you're gone? So, focusing on the end of mind, if you really ask yourself these questions every single day, um, I promise you, your life will change. You will start to live in a different way, live a different lifestyle, and basically making sure that when your life comes to an end, what is that one thing that you want to be remembered for? And are you living in that way to be aligned with that perspective? So, are you living in the way that you want to be remembered for? And I think everyone needs to really check themselves this because all of us, even me, sometimes we are not aligned with who we really want to be at the end of our life. So, habit number two, focus with the end in mind. Habit number three is put first things first, and this is really about prioritizing. Um, a lot of some, a lot of people don't know what uh, their real purpose is. Don't know what to prioritize first. And so their minds are all over the place, and they start doing things that are not moving the needles forward. So making sure that you have your priorities straight is the habit number three that you talked about. Habit number four, win-win. I really like this one. It's about basically there's a example for this actually, and it's about two authors that they both have an audience of 1,000 people, and one of the author reads the other author's book, and he really likes it. So what he does is he shares his book with his 1,000 audience. Now his audience goes to buy the author's book, and in return, the author returns the favor, reads one of his book, and he recommends it to his 1,000 audience. So now they both have 2,000 people uh, reading their book. So so it's a win-win situation. Instead of what the author could have done is to get rid of his competition, he could have went on Amazon, left a bad review, made bad statement about that book to not let his audience go read his book. And really, this is very counterproductive because you it's not really going to get you anywhere. So there is always a way to have a win-win situation and to for everybody to win. And the pool is big enough for everybody. That's what it really means. So think win-win. Always make sure that the other person is also winning. And yeah. So habit number five: seek first to understand, then to be understood. As an example is that everybody has a reason to for an action. So um, you don't really necessarily, if you go straight up to someone and you want them to read your book or you want them to watch your video, and without really understanding where they're coming from. But if you think that, oh, this person will watch this video if you give them value, and if I provide something for them, then they'll watch my video. So that's what it really means to understand before you want to be understood. So if you want things to go your way, you got to understand the person, what they want first as well. So it's a real powerful way to think. And yeah, so habit number five, seek to understand and to be understood. Habit number six, synergy. So this is really about working in pairs, being more powerful with a team, and working in synergy is better than working alone. Building partnership rather than working alone can get you further ahead. However, you can't achieve this with everyone, so you got to find that synergy. You got to find what works with you, and yeah, it's much if you can find somebody, or you can find team that aligns with your goals, it's going to get you further ahead than just being alone and working by yourself. So that's what it means, habit number six. And then habit number seven is also one of my favorite ones, sharpen the saw. So a lot of people, this is an example of this where two people are cutting the tree, and one of the person spends the first 20 minutes sharpening the saw, and the other person just starts cutting the tree with the saw that he already got. So the person who's sharpening the saw will be much more effective when he does start cutting the tree, and he'll be ahead of the person who already started. So this is really about us making sure that we are always sharp. Our body is always sharp. Most of us can't even exercise 30 minutes a day, and read for 15 minutes a day because we think it takes too long. But we're forgetting the return that we get on this investment. This 1 hour of time that can get us further ahead for than most of the people, if we just take that time to sharpen our saw, which is basically sharpen our mind and um, really exercise and have a healthy body to work. So yeah, these are really the seven habits of the highly effective people. It's a great book. I recommend anyone to go ahead and read it. Yeah, so hope you get something out of this, and remember to be always proactive and don't be reactive, um, and always have an end in mind. So these are some of the things that I've learned from this book, and I really enjoyed the book, and hope you guys enjoyed it.